now they're talking about Social Security.
Yeah.
And that people are receiving Social Security that are 150 years old. But I don't think that is the reality as it's being explained by people who understand COBOL, the language, and this computer programming language that they use is ancient, right? Which is kind of crazy that they're still using that, right?
It's the government. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
So some guy who understands it was explaining that if certain factors aren't taken into consideration or certain things aren't entered in, like date of birth or when there's certain things,
or date of death, or,
right? But it doesn't even necessarily mean that all these people are receiving checks,
right? Right. They're just listed on the files,
right? And
it doesn't mean money's going out to them. And so, again, from a messaging perspective, does Elon need to screenshot that and then send it out as a tweet or whatever we call X nowadays, and then suddenly you've got a couple million people going, oh my God, we're paying dead people. Well,
right. That's the problem with being hyperbolic. I'm going to send this to you, Jamie, because I was confused myself, and so I was like, what exactly are they saying? Because it seems like the people that understand that programming language are the ones that aren't jumping on board and saying, hey, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Vampires exist amongst us. There's 300-year-old people getting Social Security. That's not what they're saying. The people that actually understand it are saying that's not really the case.
Although how cool would that be if vampires existed among us and we found out the 300-year-old people were making benefits?
That would be crazy. Like, how crazy.
Yeah.
So I'll send you this, Jamie. This is this guy's explanation of it.
But that 4.7, I'm sure we're going to find the trillion. Of course, some of that money goes out, and I think if you follow money in the government, it's always more effective and interesting than anything else, right? You always get to the bottom of things by following budgets.
Yeah.
Depending on how it's hidden, right? And so a lot of that money is going to be, perhaps it's in black budgets for who knows, for Defense Department activities. It's worth digging into because it's always fascinating.
So in that, this is a guy that explains it. I'll read this. I hope he's correct. This is a gentleman named House of Carter on X. He said, this isn't a vampire conspiracy. It's just COBOL, C-O-B-O-L. Legacy government systems, especially Social Security, still rely on COBOL, a language designed before anyone thought databases would need to track people beyond 99 years old. The numbers you're laughing at aren't literal ages. They're most likely misinterpreted categorical codes or data artifacts from outdated formatting. Social Security isn't paying 150-year-olds. The system uses fixed width fields, and when modern databases misread them, they mistakenly interpret grouping codes as real ages. This happens when old mainframe logic isn't properly translated into newer systems. So no, there aren't thousands of people over 150 getting checks, but there are a lot of outdated systems that need modernization. Maybe focus on fixing that issue instead of hyping up a non-issue. So there's multiple people that have said the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
This guy says, I'm an old programmer, coder in today's parlance. As many old programmers know COBOL, young coders don't. When Musk claims that Social Security is paying thousands of 150-year-olds, I think someone should let him know that COBOL, if a data is missing, the program defaults to 1875. Example, 2025, 1875 equals 150. So for some reason, if data is missing, the program defaults to this ancient date, and it's just a problem with data.
Yeah.
Which makes more sense than 150-year-olds.
Exactly. But again, so fine. I dig into it, find out, and you know what? If the end result is, you don't have 150-year-old people getting benefits, but the end result is that you modernize the way that we store information, right? Then great. There's a benefit to DOGE right there, right?
Yes.
We've created a more efficient system for tracking and paying out and good. So, everybody should not have a hard on about an organization called the Department of Government Efficiency.
Right.
And I think ultimately, I think they're going to do a very good job. I just think let's.
So this is something to think about with Social Security, though. So there's that, which is probably a misinterpretation of data.
Right.
But there's other one that I just sent Jamie. So there's this woman who's a whistleblower, and she's saying they were incentivized to qualify illegals for long-term disability to qualify illegals for Social Security for life.
Just being honest,
Yeah.
that sounds like somebody who's planning on staying here.
Yeah,
A
right,
refugee
right.
stays until the problem's over and then goes home.
Well, that's right. And so they instructed us to try to get the client, because once they arrive here, they're now called clients.
They're called clients.
Yeah,
Okay.
because clients pay.
Sure.
See?
Sure. I'm starting
And
to
so-
see where this is leading. here.
So they told us that we needed to talk to the client and ask them if they had any headaches, recurring headaches, or any lower back problems. Excuse me, anything that would qualify them for Social Security long-term disability.
Wait. So let me get this straight. Part of the screening is supposed to be, are you sick, maimed, injured, whatever?
Right.
Okay, good. You can come in.
Yeah.
You get on the airplane. Are you sick, maimed, injured, whatever? Yes. Good. So we can give you disability.
Correct.
What?
Yes.
This is insanity.
Yes. It is insanity.
I mean, but in order to get Social Security disability benefits, don't you need a Social Security number?
Well, we were instructed in the meeting that one of the first things we were supposed to do was sign them up for Social Security. Yeah.
Wait. This is unbelievable. So they come over here and they get a Social Security number.
Right.
They become legal.
Correct.
Are you
And-
pulling my leg?
No, I'm not. And then after we processed them for a Social Security card, then we were to process them for a U.S. passport.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I think we again fascinating if it's true. It's outrageous.
Fascinating if it's true.
But if it's
is
true,
she?
but you need corroboration on
Good
something
question.
like that.
Who
Right?
is that lady?
Yeah. I mean, that's
She's Mossad.
due
I know,
diligence.
just every time we've seen a whistleblower the last few weeks,
She's
they're
Russian
They
disinformation.
show like who they are, what they did. What
Right, I don't
what
even
their
know where that came
clearances
from.
are.
Yeah,
See if you can find that out.
Yeah, I don't even know what that's. What
I mean, that's just due diligence, right? Okay, let's. So I think that's great, and the obligation then is to say, okay, well, who is she? Why does she have this knowledge? Is she credible? Can you
Right.
corroborate it with other sources? And if you can, then yeah, you've got a serious problem. When she at that moment where she said, get them a U.S. passport, that's where I started. That little flag went off, and I thought, hold on a second, wait, let's dig into this and actually see.
Is that
that
possible?
video's from 2017.
2017.
Wow.
It's a radio show.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
2017. That's crazy.
Yeah.